Like I promised all of you, in the last lecture, we saw how to create a DAX measure. And in this example, I'm going to show you what is the importance of creating a DAX measure. So we will do a simple example, which is that we want to find the profit margin. We will start with Excel and then we will do the same thing on Power BI as well. Let me put the profit and the sales amount. So you notice we have both the profit and the sales amount. Let us also reduce the decimal places. Now here is my question to you. We know the profit and the sales for each of the regions, but what if I wanted to find the profit margin? Obviously, you will have to do this calculation. Now, usually you would do it by writing profit by sales and then dragging it down. And it gives you 7.92, 13.48, 11.93, 14.94, and 12.47. But the problem is that tomorrow, if I remove my region and let's say keep my subcategory, you will notice that the formulas are not getting copied for the rest of the cells. And that is not a very practical and a positive user experience, correct? Ideally, what we would want is for the calculation to happen inside the pivot table. And that is exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to keep these results outside as a reference so that you can verify the answers that are going to come in. And very simply, I'm going to click on Power Pivot, Measure, and New Measure. We will create a measure name called profit underscore margin. Now, what will it be? Now, some of you must be thinking that we can simply take our profit column and then divide it by the sales column. Now, when you check the formula, you notice it gives you an error. Let us see what it is saying. It says that there is a calculation error and a single value for the profit column cannot be determined. Now, just think about what is happening. We are not trying to divide every single record profit by every single record sales. What we are trying to do is to divide the total profit by the total sales for each of the regions. And that is why it tells you that we want to do an aggregation such as min, max, count, or sum. Which means that if I rewrite it, we will have to say the sum of profit divided by the sum of sales. This time you notice no errors in the formula. And when we press OK, we are getting a result inside. Don't worry. When we convert this into a percentage and show two decimal places, you notice we are getting the same result as this. Now, what is the best part? Because this profit margin has been created inside the pivot table as a measure, if I remove region and let's say keep our subcategory, you would notice that the profit margin is now being shown for all the 17 subcategories. Wonderful, right? And that is the advantage of using DAX measures. Now, I'm not going to do the same thing on Power BI because the steps would be exactly the same. We have to create a measure and we have to write sum of profit divided by sum of sales. But if you want to practice, you can go ahead and do that.